Wonderful women, if you're watching that song that just went by from Miss V, rather, dedicated to all of you. And once again, you're glued on here to GH1 TV because it is your favorite show happening right about now, GH Today. And we're live from all social media portals, including Facebook. We're live on www.gh1tv.com. It's a very interesting conversation that is coming up now in this one-on-one segment. So my guest, well, we've been talking about her. Of course, she's female, ruling in the world of men. Like they say that it's a man's world. Well, here's exactly where my guest wants to be and probably even rule it. So yes, she's the CEO, the Oswald, or rather the Saint Oswald Ghanaian shoe brand, which is going all international. She'll be telling us all about it. Sandra Oswald is my guest. And this morning she says that, look, if indeed you're a woman and you think that this is a space just for men, wait a minute. Okay, Sandra, you're welcome to the show. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Good to see you. And we've been having, a lot of conversations ahead of the on-air one. Yeah. I wish that they know what we're talking about. Look at you. So young, beautiful, such an achiever, doing amazing stuff. So what? You tell the story on several platforms and the fact that you had to venture into the space.
Yeah.
Because after senior high school, there was no money to further your education.
Yeah.
Share with us exactly what the story is, in a summary, if you like.
As you said, after senior high school, there was no money for me to further my education. And I was there. I was thinking about something. But back at the senior high, I was quite a business-minded person. I used to make granite cakes, toffees to sell, to support myself as I was going to school. So when I realized that there wouldn't be enough money for me to continue school, I planned on doing something for myself. So that was when I attended a friend's wedding, and the groom's shoe was so attractive, very nice, and it was made with an African print. That time, I didn't know Ghanaians were making shoes. So I called, after the wedding, I called my friend, who was a bride, that I want to know much about her husband's shoe. And she told me that it's made in Ghana. And I was really shocked because I didn't even believe it until she gave me the shoemaker's number. I called the shoemaker and I traveled. The shoemaker was at Kumasi, so I traveled to Kumasi to talk to him.
And you were in Sunyani at
I
the
was
time?
in Sunyani.
Okay.
So that time, I had been able to save some money. That was around 300 cedis to start a business on my own. So I told the shoemaker, I have this amount of money. Can we work? And he told me, yes, he can make a couple of shoes for me to sell. So I started as a shoe seller. And later, I moved the shoemaker from Kumasi to Sunyani. That was when I started my own thing.
So you were business-minded even way back in school?
Yes.
But you never thought of shoes?
No, for shoes, I never thought of shoes. After my mom said after she gave birth to me, I wasn't even up to 1 year. She had to leave me with my grandmom in a village which was almost like a forest because it was made up of only 3 houses. The rest of the land was forest. So she left me with my grandmom, and then she came back to our hometown to do something with my dad. So she was trying to gather some money to take me to school. So I was with my grandmom at the village, and she took care of me for 5 years. After 5 years, my mother came back and she brought me to our hometown to start school. And she told me that I used to wear chaliwati to school. So when I started this whole shoe thing, my mom wasn't interested. She used to fight me. Sometimes she would even deny me food because she felt that that field was for men, so I shouldn't go in for that. Though she knew she doesn't have the money to take me to school, but she wasn't interested in me going in because I told him.
I can imagine mom say, you know, that kind of thing. So I was going to ask you that question, family support, because then you said after talking to your friend who happened to be the bride, he just went off to meet up with the shoemaker.
Yes.
And there and there gave monies, you know, to start work.
Yes.
And you hadn't spoken to family, you hadn't shared, you know, these ideas with family.
No. My mom, she became so annoyed when I told her that I want to start making the shoes myself. I want to learn. That time I had sold some of the shoes for some time. So I told her that I was working to the shoemaker to move into Sunyani because we had a garage which was empty. We had some bedrooms there. It was also empty. So like I told her that she should give me one of the bedrooms and let me use the garage so that the shoemaker can move in here. And she was. Can
you imagine the response?
She was like, I'm mad.
No.
So I begged her severally, but she wasn't interested. I have to call my dad and tell him that he should say something to my mom because this is what I want to do and I believe it will work. So my dad came and he spoke to my mom. It wasn't all that easy, but my mom said, okay, fine, you guys can do whatever you want to do. So the shoemaker came. Initially, the shoemaker wasn't interested in coming because looking at my age and telling him to move, I didn't have any machine. So telling him to move down to my hometown was something. The first time I told him, he laughed. But later, he called me that he will come. I don't know what actually, maybe it's a miracle from God. So he came with one scoring machine and one sewing machine. And
what did you promise him before he made that move?
When I was selling the shoes, it was going. But it turned some way because it got to a time I would order for shoes and it would take time to take a whole month, and I wouldn't receive my shoes. So I told him that, look, this thing that we are doing, you know. I know you have customers in there, but trust me, here is moving, and I'm there. I think in Sunyani we don't have shoemakers here in Sunyani. So if you move into Sunyani, we will become unique, and people will order from us all the time, and I think it will help. And he told me that I have customers over there too. So why? And I said, you trust me, you come. But I tried to convince him. It wasn't easy, but I convinced him, I think, and God too also helped me. So he came with his machines and he was doing it and I was selling. And I was, like, secretly, I was learning from him. He didn't know. But he got to know and he was like, oh, why didn't you tell me? Like, and I said, oh, not everyone would want to teach someone, and at least I have to seek for your permission. But I wanted to, you know, do something myself, and he said, okay, fine, I'll teach you. So,
is he still with you?
No, he left. He had children and a wife, so he left. But through him, I got to know more shoemakers,
right.
And that time too, I had also like learned something.
Right.
So we came together. I went to Kumasi to see him, and he introduced me to the other shoemakers. So I got two young shoemakers. I brought them down, and then we started together, and we started training too. So
you acquired more knowledge.
Yes.
You know, when you know that this is what I wanted to do.
Yes.
You started from the job.
Yeah.
Learned on the job. And then eventually, so as you sit here, you can make shoes yourself.
Yes, yes, and I've been able to extend the garage into a factory now. I have.
We will get there.
Yeah,
we'll get there. So with 300 Ghana cedis, you started.
Yes.
Just buying and selling, basically. Yes. How many shoes were you able to buy with the 300 Ghana cedis?
That time, the materials he was using wasn't all that good, so he was able to produce, I think, about 7 pairs of shoes. I think one was 20 cedis or so, something
okay.
like that.
So with 300 you got about 7?
Yes. Yes.
And within, you know, what duration, what space of time were you able to sell it all off?
Okay, my first time in the market was very bad. I entered into an office and they sacked me. They told me they don't do that there. I was really embarrassed.
You didn't seek permission, you just went in?
Yeah, okay, I spoke to someone before I was
someone who works there.
Yes.
Okay.
I said, "Oh, you can go." So I entered and like I greeted them and I told them that I sell shoes. Can I please bring them out for them too? The man was like, "No, we don't do that here." Like I was really sad. I went that day. I couldn't even continue. I went back to the house, and the shoes were just there. I didn't want to even sell again, but something told me that can you wear them? You can't wear them. So you should sell them and at least get back your money. So the next day I went to different office and I had friends. They bought some of the shoes. They even introduced me to other colleagues, and then I became their.
So you didn't give up.
I didn't.
Yes, even after all of that, and then today this is where you are. You as well talk about the fact that for those men that you employ, you know, they struggle to take instructions from you because you think you're a female. How have you dealt with this? Is it still the same?
No, now
it's changed?
now it's changed.
What changed?
Maybe it's because everything is progressing and they've seen the level I am now and the kind of market I have. The people who are buying my shoes and but one of the workers always tell me, "Madam, when you do that has also helped me because a woman, and not only a woman, a very young woman controlling men, some of them are even married. So you can imagine, one more when you're there, they will just take over. So what I do is, I'm very strict. When you come to work, when there's work time, I can tell you that don't make calls. I'll give you time for calls. When you're working, you're working. If you don't do that, I'll just let you go. No matter how much I need you, I'll let you go. So I sacked someone, which made them realize that I was serious about everything I was doing. So from then, they knew anything can happen. And I'm someone who can let something go because I know my capabilities and I know what I can get. If you go, I know how I will work and to get another person who is like you, who is even more than you. So they got to know the kind of person I am. So we work together and now they are okay. They are okay. Though they are always complaining, many but
at least you got the job done.
Yes.
And what business do they have with Yeding? You're employing them, you're paying them, isn't it?
Yeah.
And how many of them did you start with? How many do you have now? Two shoemakers.
Yes, now I have 15 workers, which I have some are apprentices and some are shoemakers. I have 4 master shoemakers. 4 master shoemakers. When you talk about a master shoemaker,
who is a master shoemaker?
A master shoemaker is someone who can make every type of shoe.
Talking about someone who can make every kind of shoe
and with a good finishing.
Great.
Not just a shoe with a good finishing that can even compete with the international.
Listen, when I found out that you don't make shoes for women, I felt like, can I probably be the first woman that you make shoes for?
Maybe yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
So, well, we said this on national TV.
Okay, yeah.
And I'm going to hold you to it. I mean, why the interest in men?
You know, the first time I saw someone wearing made in Ghana shoes, the person was a man.
It was a man.
And the shoe was very nice. I got attracted to the shoe and I decided to go in for that. So, selling men's shoes, I decided to make it better because I realized that when I got close to the shoes, when I went to the shoemaker and he made some for me, that was when I got close to the shoe. And I realized that there were many mistakes, like the difference between the shoe and the foreign ones is very huge. So I wanted something like the foreign one. I wanted something perfect. I'm really attracted to something done perfectly. So the focus became on the men's shoe because I wanted something like the foreign shoes. So I didn't want to take away the dream from making it perfect. I realized that if I add the women shoes to the men's shoe, I wouldn't concentrate on what I want to make the shoes.
Okay, so listening to you pay a lot of attention to detail.
Yes.
And probably close to perfection.
Yes, and I wanted to do something later on.
Yes.
I realized that I was doing something unique, and I wanted to stay in my field.
And so you talk as well about quality of shoes and finishing and all of that. Yeah. So what goes into the kind of shoes that you make, for instance?
I use an Italian leather, and also good sole, good heels. That makes my shoe quite expensive and unique because there are many materials in the market. You have the cheap ones and expensive ones, but I would never use the cheap one. I always make sure I'm in for a good leather for my product, and I'm true.
And the finishing as well, and I'm interested in that because it is one area that seems to hurt a lot of Ghanaian businesses on the world stage. How exactly do you ensure that the finishing is up to that notch? Because then reading about you ahead of this conversation, I realized that a lot of personalities, celebrities, have actually worn your shoes. Exactly what do you do to ensure that we have that kind of finishing to meet the world standard?
Yeah, it's discipline. Me, when it comes to my factory, and you when you come there, you see my workers working. If the one who is sewing, if you make a mistake, I'm going to reject it, and it's going to affect you. It's going to affect your salary. So I always make sure that whatever we are producing in there, we make sure that we don't make mistakes. Even if when a mistake is done, we take it out. We don't bring it into the market. So we make sure that anything coming from the factory is perfectly done before we release them. And we sit, we plan, we design our shoes. We read through what we want to make before we go to the factory to start everything. So before we make a shoe, we make sure that we have really studied what we want to make so that we don't make mistakes.
So what kind of shoes, for instance, do you make? I've seen a couple of them on the screen.
Yeah, I make Oxford shoes. There's a boots.
Which ones are the Oxford shoes?
That's the one with the brooks. Like we have some holes.
Which one is this one on the screen?
This is there's a boot.
Okay.
Yeah, and this is canvas.
Okay. Can we have another? Okay.
This is also a normal loafer, which I call the shaded loafer.
What inspires your designs?
I always plan on doing something that is not already in the market. I have this particular design, like this one, which is my own design. We have, when you check the foreign shoes, we have something similar, but mine is quite different because of how I shade it. Yeah, and with the designs that I make, before even I make a design, I pray that God, whatever I'm going to bring out, let it be unique, let it be attractive, and by God's grace, I'm able to come out with something very good. And then sometimes I do design some of the shoes myself. Yeah, I design some of them myself.
Okay, but otherwise your shoemakers do, or you have a designer who does most of the designs?
Yeah, my co-founder, that's the factory manager, he also designs.
Okay.
I also do. But the shoemakers, they don't. You just have to design and coach them to make them for you.
You are, by all standards, very enterprising, an entrepreneur, and today we're still struggling, though we can say that we've made some strides in this space. We've seen a lot of young people, venturing into entrepreneurship. What would be your advice to a lot of young ones who are watching you this morning and thinking, okay, there are no jobs like we always say, but probably I could be, looking at developing my own brand, my own business. What would be your advice to such people?
My advice is that you can do something on your own if you want to. You can set up your own business, but always aspire to bring out the best. If you're not ready to give out your best, don't even try it.
Well, what do you mean by so you're talking more passion, because you've got to be passionate about what do you do to be able to excel at it.
So that you can make success with it.
Sure.
Because if you plan on doing something and you get into it and you do it anyhow, you end up wasting all your time, all your years, without getting anything good back. So if you put in all the effort, passion, determination, everything in it, you come out with something good, and at the end you are going to be happy. Everyone around you is going to be proud of you, because when I started it wasn't easy.
Indeed.
Yeah,
indeed. But so I was going to ask, when you started, how was the business environment like, and comparing it to today, do you think that as a country we're paying attention to the critical issues that we should be supporting in order to boost the entrepreneurial sector?
One thing I've realized is Ghana, we really lack a lot of manufacturing. I think the government should put in more effort and to encourage manufacturing in Ghana, so that we can get most of the product that we are selling in here manufactured in Ghana, because I can see that most of the products we are selling in here are being imported, which we are making the other countries richer. Meanwhile, we can do better here, because we have, like what I'm doing, we have many shoemakers in Ghana, but the only problem is that they don't get the support, they don't get the encouragement to make things perfect. So we end up buying from the foreign countries, thinking theirs are better, but ours is better. It's a matter of the various departments in the agencies to encourage and promote made in Ghana, so that at the end we have something good coming from Ghana to Africa and also to the world.
I mean, today we have shops in England that are stocking African print clothing, selling them within a price range of about £600 and almost £1,200. So the West is taking our designs now and they are improving on it. So for somebody who wants to venture into this space, what should be that critical thing that they should focus on? I listen to you. I know that you're paying a lot of attention to the details, and you're ensuring that you're putting that kind of a quality stuff out there that will meet that international standard. What should people in this space be focusing on in order to be able as well to compete on the world stage?
Yeah, I think quality of products is very important. If you are able to produce something beautiful, and at the end someone will buy it and wear it for, let me say, 2 or 3 days or even a month, and is spoiled, I think they wouldn't come back to purchase your product again. So we should focus on the quality of our product, quality of things that are produced in Ghana, so that things produced here in Ghana will be respected worldwide, and it will give a good name to the nation and also to the items that we are producing. So the quality is very important, and also perseverance. No matter the situation, you have to stick to whatever you're doing. And also we should focus on what we are doing. We shouldn't be diverting. You see, we have I have a friend who is into made in Ghana products, but at the same time, she's doing something different. She feels what she's in is not fetching a lot of money for her. But I think if she should focus on it and put down more ideas, she's going to get what she wants, rather than, taking her eyes on other things to support what she's doing. So I think quality and focus, determination, all those aspects would help if we should.
And I'm sure that Mama today is so proud of you.
Thank you. Yeah, she is. Now she's really proud, especially when she hears that I'm coming on TV. She's happy. Like, I don't know. She's happy. She always call me like, Sandy, I'm really proud of you. I'm sorry for whatever I did to you.
Yeah, she definitely will be proud of you, even if she's listening this morning. And I know that you're pretty young. You're not married yet.
No.
Look, Sandra, we wish you all the best, okay? So, Saint Oswald that started inside Mama's garage now has a factory, metamorphosed into a factory, and you have a showroom.
Yeah.
Located where?
We are the Junction Mall.
Junction Mall. You're inside the Junction Mall.
Yeah, we're inside the Junction Mall. And also, we sell online. So
all right.
We do deliveries.
Okay. So online, when I just Google Saint Oswald.
We have our Facebook page, Saint Oswald, Instagram, Saint Oswald. You can find numbers all over. You can call and your shoe will be delivered to you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. Listen, that's our conversation. A lot of your messages, people are showing you love, so much love, and they really, really appreciate you for what you're doing. And when we return, we're going to be sharing with you a lot of those messages that you have sent in for Sandra, congratulating her and asking all of those questions that you think can help you as well entrepreneurially. So thank you for sticking with us. We have more for you. We have sports, we have art and entertainment, plus those comments that I'm talking about. So don't go away. Stick around.
You go jubilate. When I give him money, he go celebrate. Oh, and I met this baby, oh. Boy, he a different, watch him, Makumo. Oh, didn't know he anymore. Everyone call him Pedro, I call him my honey. Honey, I don't want nobody. Nobody. I want it only. Only. You to drive me crazy. Tell me why? Would they move why? Would they pay me why? Can we betray me why? If I want before Jojo me why? I go maintain. This boy no they complain. No, they must skin pay. If you ask them, they don't be explain. Oh, then I met this baby, oh. Boy, he a different. Watch him, Makumo. Oh, didn't know he a Remy. Everyone they call him Pedro.